Hello and welcome to another episode of Exponential Potential. I'm Jen and I'm here with a special solo edition. And we're diving into one of the most profound and transformative topics you can explore. We're talking about rediscovering your true purpose. And I know it may sound huge and overwhelming, and it can be, but it's actually not something you have to run around chasing. It's already within you, and discovering it can be simple and fun. So I'm going to be sharing with you something really special today, something that has the power to bring you the fulfillment you've been searching for. So if you feel unfulfilled, lost, or you want more meaning in your life, you're wondering what's next for you, you're not alone. You may have hit those career milestones, checked off the goals, and yet something still feels like it's missing. Or you feel fed up, bored, antsy, knowing there's something more to life. This episode is just for you. I'm Jennifer Evans, aka Zen Jen, and I've been guiding and empowering high achieving, purpose driven women to create sustainable, fulfilling success for more than a decade. I specialize in helping women rapidly and permanently break free of anxiety, swiftly release overwhelm, and bounce back from burnout. Through my unique, proven methods, I guide women to transform their way of being so they can embrace a life filled with balance, freedom, joy, and lasting fulfillment. I'm a certified expert transformation coach, international best-selling author, and host of this 5-star rated Exponential Potential podcast. I'm a Reiki master, and I am truly passionate about helping women live a life they truly love. So let's dive into this episode. And what's the secret to finding that deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment? It's a really good question. And it's something that we're going to be answering through the episode as we move through. In this episode, we're uncovering what purpose really is and what it isn't. We'll explore how to tune into your inner wisdom and your intuition, your inner compass, whatever you want to call it. We're embracing a journey of self-discovery, and one that aligns with your life, that truly lights you up and your purpose for being here. We're going to be talking about breaking free of the doing trap, to harnessing your intuition and overcoming the fear of change. I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So if you're ready to shift from the day-to-day blur of life to a life filled with true fulfillment, continue listening, because finding your true purpose isn't just about finding your way. It's about lighting up your entire life. And I know, because I've done it, as have many of my clients. So before we dive in, just hit that subscribe button and join our community of like-minded women. And let's get into and start unlocking what's been there all along. So first of all, I want to go into what purpose is, and what it isn't. So purpose is it's like your inner compass. It's your soul speaking to you, and it is a deeply personal it's deeply personal and unique to you, and it comes from within. It's like an inner sense of direction that guides your choices, helping you align what feels meaningful and fulfilling. So it's less about what you do in life and more about why you do it. And it's about being a different way. So Purpose, you'll find, often reflects your core values, your passions, and the contribution you make in the world, whether that feels like it's a small contribution or something big. And even small contributions do impact the world in that wonderful ripple effect. A purpose is also ever evolving. It's not a fixed destination. It's dynamic, and it evolves as you grow and change. So at different stages of life, your purpose may shift, but the essence, the living in alignment with what lights you up, remains the same. So that's the key, living in alignment with what lights you up at that time. A lot of the times, purpose is connected to contribution. So it involves contributing to something larger than yourself, whether it's helping others, creating something meaningful, or making a positive impact. So purpose tends to go beyond self-serving goals and taps into a desire to serve or uplift in some way. But also what I found around purpose is usually when you're doing something that brings you joy and lights you up, that has a positive impact on those around you. So it might not, you may be doing something that brings you joy and you may think that that's self-serving, but there's a difference between being selfish and doing what brings you absolute joy at your very heart. Because when you're in your joy, you are shining your light, which will automatically impact and uplift others around you. It's a feeling of alignment. So when you're living on purpose, there's this beautiful sense of flow and ease. And it's alignment between who you are and what you're doing. So even when things are challenging, you still feel more grounded and resilient. And you're coming from a place of inner peace because you're acting in harmony with your deeper self. And lastly, it's deeply personal and unique. So no two purposes look the same. Your purpose is a unique expression of your individuality, your experiences, your desires, your lineage even. And it does not have to fit into societal norms or expectations. So it's not about the shoulds and the expectations of others. It's about what makes you feel alive and connected. So that's a really sort of delve deep into what purpose is. So let's look at what purpose isn't. It is not your job. It does not have, it can be part of your job, but it's not your job itself. So you can live your purpose through your job, but the job itself isn't your purpose. So it's not about the work you do or the roles you play. It's easy to confuse your purpose with a career or a specific goal. But again, your true purpose is about who you are at your core, not what you accomplish. It's not a one-time discovery either. It's not like, oh, well, there you go. That's my purpose. I know my purpose. That's it. It's something, you don't stick to that one thing. It's not a revelation, but it's rather a lifelong journey of exploration and realignment. So it's not just a one-time thing, and it can take trial and error, and that's absolutely fine, because we can't get it right the first time. We learn, we grow, we evolve, we change. It's also not a quick fix for fulfillment. So it's not this magical solution that instantly erases feelings of dissatisfaction or struggle. So even when we're living in purpose, and I know, you still face challenges. But what it offers is a deeper sense of fulfillment that makes your journey more meaningful. So again, it's not about perfection. It's about alignment. And what it also isn't, it is not defined by others. Only you can define it. So it's not, your purpose isn't what others expect from you or what society says it should be. It's not about pleasing others or meeting external standards of success. Purpose is uniquely yours, and only you can define it. It's also not a destination where you arrive and everything's complete. I'm here, I'm done. Because then where would that leave you? It's not a destination to reach, but a way of being and a way of living. It's how you express yourself and how you show up in every day, the choices you make and the relationships you build. So in short, purpose is about being rather than doing, about living in alignment with your inner truth and values. It's not just ticking off that list of achievements, and it's a compass that guides you towards a life of meaning, contribution, and true authentic fulfillment. So later on in the episode, I will be sharing with you some really helpful tools and techniques on how you can discover your purpose. So let's move on to the doing. So we talked about being more than doing. So what does that mean? Well, we call it the doing trap. And the doing trap is, it's an idea of being stuck in the doing. And as women and high achieving women, we are so amazing at doing. We are really good at doing things, setting goals, hustling, making things happen, getting really busy with the busy, constantly on the go, constantly wanting to reach bigger goals or constantly striving for perfection. So there's so many different elements of the doing in both your career and at home and in your business. But what happens is when we're so busy in the busy and the doing, we lose touch of our beingness. We lose touch of being and who we are at our core, our true essence. And what we find ourselves doing, and I know I've done this in the past, is I measured my value and my worth on my productivity. And what can, my accomplishments, what can I accomplish next? What's next? And not from a fulfilling point of view, not from a this brings me joy point of view, but more of a I need to prove myself point of view. So when we're in that mode and we're doing, we lose our purpose. And so purpose is less about what we do and more about who we are. And the real magic happens when we pause, reflect, and ask ourselves, am I truly aligned with what lights me up? And I know when I'm out of that alignment, I become really depleted and I become fed up and I become, I'm down and depleted with no energy. And I have to pick myself up again and I reflect, okay, what am I doing? I'm not doing the things that light me up. I'm not bringing myself joy every day. I'm losing that joyful sense and that playful sense of being. So it's a really good thing to reflect on what lights you up. So if this resonates with you, does this resonate with you? Because if you're feeling stuck or unfulfilled, it's likely that your soul is nudging you, is pushing you forward towards something deeper and something more aligned with your true essence. So yeah, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling fed up, when you're feeling unfulfilled, your body, your soul is showing you that there's something deeper, and it's time to discover and look at what that might be for you. So we're talking about our body sort of nudging us forward. That's part of our intuition. And when we're busy with the busy, we tend to forget our internal wisdom, our inner wisdom. We forget that beautiful divine feminine energy. And we tend to lean on logic and strategy and planning and the to-do lists. But what intuition is, it's a whole different kind of wisdom. It's quiet, it's subtle, and it can get drowned out by all the noise of doing, because we're constantly busy. We're not actually tuning in. We're not taking the time to tune in to our inner knowledge. So your intuition is the voice of your soul. I love that. Your intuition is the voice of your soul. It's that inner knowing that nudges you in a certain direction, even when it doesn't make logical sense. And I've done that many, many, many times in my life where something hasn't felt logical, but it's brought me the most joy. So how do we tap into our intuition a little bit more? One of the things that I do that I find really helpful is when I'm coming up for it, if there's a decision that I need to make, excuse me, when there's a decision I need to make, I create some space and time. So I go where I'm not going to be disturbed, and I sit with the question, and I pause and I tune into my body. So I ask the question. So for example, let's take moving country. That's quite a big one. So when we're looking at where we wanted to live or where we wanted to move, I sat with the question, or we sat with the question, and we noticed what had us leaning in. So there's a lot of logical stuff that needs to go on as well in practicality, but it was asking the question and noticing where our body is. Like my body, was I leaning into it? Did it lift me up? Did it bring me excitement? Did it bring me a feeling of joy? And yes to all of those. And then, thinking about something else, maybe if you're thinking about a job change, a career change, notice how you feel. I was working with a client actually the other day, and she was looking at a new job. And we were talking about how she was feeling in her body. And she kind of had this feeling of feeling shrunk, and the leaning back away from it and feeling tense and stressed in her body. And she said it just doesn't feel right, because she was noticing how her body was. We made sure that wasn't fear that was coming in, because fear is a bit tricky, and it's sometimes difficult to determine whether it's fear that's holding you back or whether it's the actual thing that's giving you your body telling you. So it takes some practice to learn when your intuition is guiding you or whether fear is guiding you. And that's something that I help my clients with, because it is difficult. But notice your body when an idea comes or when there's a choice. Notice if your body's leaning in or shrinking away. And it's important to create space for your intuition, because it will guide you toward a purpose that feels aligned and deeply fulfilling. One of the things about finding your truth purpose, one of the hardest things is letting go. And, letting go of those old roles, or those roles and responsibilities, or even relationships that no longer serve you. And that, again, is really tricky to do on your own, because you are, and I know because I've been there, it's sort of the questions that come up. Well, if I stop doing this, who will I be? What am I without being the sales director or the VIP or the VP of marketing or whatever it is? Or what happens, who am I without this other person? So there's that fear of change and that fear of who will I be? But what I find happens, two things actually. One is if you're in a job or in a relationship and you are feeling unfulfilled and it feels toxic, and you've looked at ways of trying to make things better, you've trying to improve things, whether that's a relationship or your career, but you know that it just makes you feel really unfulfilled and unhappy. If you're not feeling happy and fulfilled, then you're not giving that job, that company, the best of you. You're not doing it the job justice. And you're actually stopping somebody else from coming in that absolutely loves that job and will give that job and that company their all. So you're actually doing a disservice to the job and to the company. It's the same in a relationship. You are giving your partner, you're only giving your partner just a tiny bit of yourself. If you feel unfulfilled and unhappy and you've tried everything, you've looked at how you can be differently, you've looked at the relationship, you've talked, but there's absolutely no changing, there's no improving it. And it's just become both, just really unhappy or even toxic. And that can be in a relationship, in a business relationship, or in a personal relationship. So you can ask the question of, I'm actually stopping this person from being in a relationship with somebody that can bring them so much more than I can right now. And, you could then bring another job or another relationship that is fulfilling and it makes you, you feel happy in it, to really give that your all. Because if you're in that kind of relationship or job or business that is absolutely draining you, and making changes isn't going to change that, you need to find that space and look at what truly lights you up. So you can ask yourself, really good question is, what am I doing out of obligation? Or what am I doing out of fear of hurting, upsetting, or disappointing others? And then look at ways of how you can explore releasing those things. And again, that's something that I help my clients with, because it's really difficult to let go of something that you've been doing for a long time. It's difficult by yourself to let go of that obligation and actually put your needs, not from a selfish point of view, but from a selfless point of view, putting your needs and what brings you joy into a priority. Because otherwise you'll just continue to feel depleted and drained and fed up and unfulfilled, which affects and impacts everybody around you in a negative way. So how do you overcome that fear? How do you move past the fears of change? And it is scary for most of us. It's dealing with the unknown. So even when we know the current path that we're on isn't serving us, the idea of stepping into something new is very overwhelming. And overwhelming isn't a bad thing, by the way. Overwhelming becomes quite negative when we're stuck in the overwhelm. But overwhelm shows us that we're actually about to elevate or up level our life in some way. So it's completely natural and normal to feel overwhelmed. But you can move that through that with much more ease and clarity. It doesn't have to be difficult, and it doesn't have to be that you're stuck in overwhelm. But the thing about purpose, your purpose isn't something out there. It's not something outside of you. It's within you. It always has been. And as a child, you were probably really connected to that purpose. And it's often about peeling away the layers of the expectations, those hidden belief systems, and uncover what's been there all along. So what's at the heart of you? What's at your very soul? But you have to peel away the layers to get to it. You have to get out of your own way so that you can get tapped into your purpose. So one of the most powerful ways to overcome that fear of change is to reframe it and to focus on, what will this bring me? If I step into this purpose, into this new way of being, into this new job, into stepping away from something's not serving me, what will that bring me? How will that help me grow? And instead of focusing on what you're losing, what will you gain? What will you gain by aligning with your purpose? So take the focus of what you're losing, or what, whether you're upsetting anybody, and focus on, actually, what could I gain from this? And how will the people around me benefit from it? And that little mindset shift makes all the difference. So let's get into the really practical exercises that you can start using today to help discover your purpose. So first of all, you need to set the scene. You need to find yourself a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Give yourself permission as well to create that quiet space. Give yourself permission to take time to delve into finding and discovering your purpose. And you want to grab a notebook or a journal and a pen. And you want to just center and ground yourself. And I always just take some nice, gentle, deep breaths, bring myself to the present, and create a sense of calm. And just allow yourself to breathe. And bring yourself to the present. And then you want to just write down, without overthinking, a list of activities or experiences that have brought you most joy in your life. So these could be hobbies or moments of achievement, excuse me, or simply times when you just felt most alive, most energized and uplifted. So don't overthink it, and jot down whatever comes to your mind. So take your time with it, but think about the first thing that comes to mind, write it down. Give yourself that space. And then once you've written your list, review it. And you don't have to get it right. You don't have to be perfect. It's whatever comes to mind that's brought you joy. And you'll notice if you're really tapped in, you'll notice that you smile as well as you're listing these things that bring you joy. So then review your list and look at any of the common threads or themes. What do these joyful moments have in common? Are there specific passions or values that appear repeatedly? And make a note of those and answer the following questions in your journal. So what activities or experiences on your list made you feel most connected to yourself and to others? What made you feel most alive? What had you leaning in? And how do those moments align with your core values or your beliefs? And then ask yourself, what ways can I incorporate more of these elements into my daily life or career? So that's a really good exercise to start with, just to give you some ideas of rediscovering what brings you joy. And if you're more visual, why not create a vision board to help you see what an aligned life looks like, which can help bring your purpose into focus. So you can include images that you're drawn to that make you feel good and uplift you, words, anything that represents the life you want to live. And by exploring what truly brings you joy and aligning with it in your daily actions, you'll be better positioned to live a life that's both fulfilling and meaningful. So for all of you amazing achievers, high achievers out there that are feeling a little lost or unfulfilled, for those that know there's more to life and that you want something that's more purposeful, that's going to bring you more joy, remember, your purpose is not something you chase. It's already within you. It's waiting to be discovered. So by slowing down and tuning into your intuition, letting go of what no longer serves you, you'll find that deeper sense of fulfillment. And most of us do need help. We need help to uncover those sneaky blind spots and old belief systems and patterns which actually get in the way of your happiness and fulfillment and inner peace. So those things of, feeling obligated, people pleasing, perfection, all those self-sabotaging type behaviors, a lot of us need help on releasing those and letting go of the way you've been doing things and stepping into a new way of doing something. I mean, your purpose is all about joy. It's all about coming from a place of love and and being joyful in life. So really living your joyful life. And it's hard sometimes to know what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. So I'm here to help you uncover and discover and explore your life and create something that will bring you fulfillment, joy, freedom, and balance. And realigning with your true purpose might just be the most powerful thing you ever do. You are truly born to flourish. So if you've loved this episode, I'd love it if you share it with a friend who needs that reminder, who may need a little nudge in the right direction. And if you are ready to dive deeper with me and find out how I can help you live a more fulfilling, joyful life filled with freedom and balance, why not give me a call, send me an email, or even book a discovery call with me. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to connect with you and see how I can help. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoy the episode. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care. So yes, I'm just looking for my stop recording button, which was hidden. So, till next time. Bye-bye.